What would you do if self-doubt wasn't holding you back? Imagine the things you could achieve if you truly believed in yourself. I mean, really believed, deep in your bones, that you were capable of anything you set your mind to. What would be possible then? We all have that voice inside, that whisper of doubt that tells us we're not good enough, smart enough, or brave enough. It's the voice that keeps us playing small, holding back from our dreams. But what if we could turn down the volume on that voice? What if we could replace it with a chorus of self-belief? The truth is, self-confidence isn't something we're born with. It's something we cultivate. It's a skill, a muscle we can strengthen with practice and intention, and that's what we're going to explore today. Practical, actionable steps you can take to unlock your self-confidence and start living a life that is bolder, brighter, and more authentically you. Let's figure it out. What would you do if self-doubt wasn't holding you back? Imagine the things you could achieve if you truly believed in yourself. But how do you build that belief? Let's figure it out. Self-confidence isn't something you wake up with one morning, fully formed and ready to conquer the world. It's built, brick by brick, through the experiences we have, the choices we make, and the challenges we overcome. It's about learning to trust ourselves, to believe that we have what it takes to navigate the ups and downs of life. One of the most powerful ways to build self-confidence is through the accumulation of small wins. Psychologist Albert Bandura calls this self-efficacy, the belief in our ability to succeed in specific situations. It's not about some grand, sweeping declaration of "I can do anything." It's about looking at a task, breaking it down into manageable steps and saying, "I can do that." Think about it this way: if you've never run a marathon before, the idea of running 26.2 miles can feel completely overwhelming. But what if, instead of focusing on the enormity of the task, you focused on running 1 mile, then another and another? Each mile becomes a victory, a testament to your strength and determination. And as you rack up those miles, your belief in yourself grows. The same principle applies to any area of our lives. Instead of getting overwhelmed by a big presentation, focus on nailing one conversation at a time. Instead of letting fear paralyze you from pursuing a creative dream, commit to practicing your craft for just 15 minutes a day. Every small win, no matter how seemingly insignificant, adds to your foundation of self-belief. Now let's talk about failure, because let's be real, it's an inevitable part of life, and especially an inevitable part of any growth journey. But here's the thing about failure: it's not the opposite of success, it's a stepping stone to it. We live in a culture that often glorifies perfection, that makes us feel like we need to have it all figured out, all the time. But the truth is, we learn the most, we grow the most, when we're willing to step outside of our comfort zones, to take risks, and yes, to even fall flat on our faces sometimes. Think about some of the most successful people throughout history, the inventors, the artists, the entrepreneurs. They didn't achieve greatness by avoiding failure, they achieved it by embracing it, by learning from their mistakes and using them as fuel to keep going. Thomas Edison, one of the most prolific inventors of all time, famously said, "I haven't failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." He understood that every so-called failure was simply an opportunity to learn, to adjust, and to get one step closer to finding a solution. So, the next time you stumble, the next time you don't get it quite right, remember this: you're not failing, you're learning, you're gathering valuable data, you're becoming more resilient, you're one step closer to success. Let me tell you about Mia. Mia was bright, capable, and full of ideas, but she had one big fear holding her back: public speaking. Just the thought of standing up in front of a group and sharing her thoughts sent her heart racing and her palms sweating. She would avoid it at all costs, even if it meant missing out on opportunities to share her work or connect with others. But Mia was also tired of letting fear dictate her life. She knew that if she wanted to achieve her goals, she needed to find a way to overcome this obstacle. So she decided to start small. Instead of signing up for a public speaking class or volunteering to give a presentation, she made a commitment to herself. She would practice speaking for just 5 minutes a day in front of the mirror. Now, I know this might sound simple, even a little silly, but for Mia, it was a huge step. Those first few days were rough. Her voice would crack, her mind would go blank, and self-doubt would creep in. But she kept showing up, day after day. She started incorporating breathing exercises to calm her nerves. She practiced her delivery, focusing on making eye contact with her reflection. And slowly but surely, something started to shift. The fear didn't disappear entirely, but it didn't feel as big or as insurmountable. She started to feel a glimmer of confidence, a sense of pride in her commitment to facing her fear. And then came the day when Mia had to give a presentation in class. Her heart was still pounding, but this time, there was something different. A sense of quiet determination, a belief that she could do this. And you know what? She did. She stood tall, she found her voice, and she shared her ideas with clarity and conviction. What changed? It wasn't about becoming a perfect speaker overnight, it was about consistent effort, small steps, and a willingness to embrace the discomfort of growth. It was about choosing courage over comfort, and in doing so, unlocking a level of confidence she never knew she possessed. We've talked about the importance of taking action, of reframing failure, and of celebrating small wins. But there's another crucial piece of the self-confidence puzzle: the power of our thoughts. Our minds are incredibly powerful tools. They can either be our biggest cheerleaders or our harshest critics. And the messages we feed them, the stories we tell ourselves, have a direct impact on how we feel and how we show up in the world. If we're constantly bombarded with negative self-talk, if we're surrounded by negativity and self-doubt, it's going to be a lot harder to cultivate self-confidence. But here's the good news. We have the power to choose the input we allow into our minds. We can choose to focus on the positive, to surround ourselves with people who uplift and inspire us, and to consume content that feeds our souls and expands our possibilities. Think about it this way. Imagine your mind is like a garden. If you're constantly planting seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, guess what's going to grow? But if you tend to that garden with care, if you plant seeds of hope, resilience, and self-belief, you'll cultivate a garden that's bursting with life and beauty. Start by becoming aware of your self-talk. Are you constantly putting yourself down? Are you focusing on your flaws instead of your strengths? Challenge those negative thoughts, replace them with positive affirmations, surround yourself with people who lift you up, who believe in your potential, and who inspire you to be your best self. Now, I know some people might be rolling their eyes at this one. Fake it till you make it, that sounds, well, fake, but hear me out because there's actually some fascinating science behind this concept. Our body language, our posture, even our facial expressions can have a powerful impact on our state of mind. Social psychologist Amy Cuddy has done some groundbreaking research on this topic, specifically on the impact of power posing. Her studies have shown that standing in a posture of confidence, even if we don't feel confident on the inside, can actually trick our brains into feeling more powerful. It's like our bodies are sending a message to our brains saying, hey, we've got this, we're strong, we're capable, we're in control. So, how do we power pose our way to confidence? It's simpler than you might think. Stand tall, shoulders back, chest open, head held high. Imagine you're a superhero, about to take on the world. Hold that pose for a minute or two, and notice how it makes you feel. You might be surprised by the subtle but powerful shift in your energy and your mindset. Now, I'm not suggesting that you walk around all day like a superhero statue, but I am encouraging you to pay attention to your body language. Are you slouching, shoulders hunched, avoiding eye contact, or are you standing tall, making eye contact, and taking up space? Your body language is a powerful form of communication both to yourself and to the world around you, so use it to your advantage. Building self-confidence is a journey, not a destination. It's about showing up every day, taking one small step at a time, and believing that you're capable of more than you think. It's about being kind to yourself, embracing your imperfections, and celebrating your progress along the way. Remember this, you don't have to be perfect to be confident. You just have to be brave enough to try, to be willing to learn and grow, and to believe in the power of your own potential. Because when you believe in yourself, the world takes notice. It starts to reflect back to you the strength and the beauty that you hold within. So go out there and unlock the confident, courageous, unstoppable you. The world is waiting. Believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you. Subscribe for more inspiration.